her husband sign off on it. That's in my lifetime. And as late as 1988, right, we couldn't own businesses and get business loans. So like this to me is like we've come so far now. You know, almost 50% of new businesses, I think more than 50% are opened by women, right? So like in that short space of time, we're talking about less than 40 years, how fast women have advanced. And this is all about representing women and showing how amazing we are, right? And showing how far we've come. And that's why it's special.
We're just actually having a conversation about the importance of being seen, right? Like I do believe in that saying that when you can see it, you can be it. And I think it's important for folks who look like us to say like, wait, why not me too? I mean, I think at the end of the day, these individuals are going to be back in our community. So the question really becomes, how can we provide a tool or resource to them with the time that we have them while they're in the court system to produce a different result at the end? And I think that's where kind of the heart of all of it is we're looking for the hope in everyone. I've seen it change a lot. I started my career as a mathematician about 13 years ago, and I went through the big data hype and then the data science hype and now the AI hype. So I've seen like 3 different hype cycles around really as we just define what this technology is and how to use it. And I've learned that some things stay the same and some things change very quickly. And I've learned how to help organizations adopt these new technologies.
We've been kind of holding our mouth shut for a while now, and now we can finally let the secret out. We're going to start doing a show from Tech Alley Henderson every month. This is an ongoing thing. This is not a one-time thing. We're very excited about it.
I think pure proof that coming to these events, making genuine connections, and actually following through with action with people, you can make things happen. You know, you can make your business succeed and propel your business into new territories that you didn't know were possible. I think it's really just about the energy. It's something that it's not really a thing that you can remember the feeling that you had when you came into a room of people that like all were in the trenches, all trying to do their little bit better and looking for that space, that community, that feeling of acceptance, of understanding, of, you know, support. And I think that that's something that it's hard to forget when you walk into a room like that.
I love that. I love chaos because I can make, you know, something really good out of it.
Have a full ecosystem.
Have a full ecosystem. Yeah.
We have the best promotions that you'll see out there. Give you a great example. For February 7th, we have Elvis impersonator playing in the event center. And so our creative marketing guy, Joe, he says, well, let's do an Elvis promotion on the floor. So every guest that qualifies will get Elvis glasses with chops. And if you're wearing them on the floor and you get drawn while you're playing, you get something extra. So the whole casino floor should have a bunch of people with Elvis glasses and chops.
Is amazing.
And that's just things like that we do that make it fun. That's totally different today.
Are filling it. It's taking a whole team of people just to fill in what Lorraine can do.
More a little. Projections doing fantastic. So our projects with Amazon are going well. The team is doing phenomenal. They've been holding down the projection forward as I've been driving on at TensorWave, doing technical program management with them before the product comes out.
Yes.
You know, while they're building it, while they're struggling to build it, or they're trying to find resources, solutions, partnerships, team members. So it's not just showcasing with the speakers, but it really is about having the event, hosting the space for them. I feel like they appreciated that. I mean, imagine going to a networking event and kind of like this, somebody pulls you out of the crowd, sits you down, camera, lights in your face, and hands you up to always silent.
Yes.
And it's counterintuitive that you want to be more productive, and so you're going to stay home, you're going to work on your project, and you're going to try to work yourself into success. But a big portion of that is closing your laptop, leaving the house. And
a lot of people are like, oh, AI is going to solve all my problems.
Yeah.
No. Like, do you know what the workflow is? What is it you're trying to automate? It's not just, well, I bought AI and all my problems are fixed.
All right. Welcome back. We're looking at the camera, everybody. There's the camera right there. All right. Welcome back to Hello Henderson here at Tech Alley Henderson. We're wrapping up the evening. What a great evening. Lots of people, you guys are very popular. Like, I had to pull you away from other people, right? Manny, there's a line over there waiting for you like a Disneyland, right? What's going on? It's really a lot of fun because what you get to see a lot of innovators show you what they created. You know, a lot of times you hear people talk about their ideas. This is where they actually bring it to life. So Tech Alley Henderson is really a very special event. It comes every month. It is meant for the community. It's meant for Henderson. It's meant for everybody to just show up. You don't have to own a business. You don't have to run a business to be helpful. But if you want to network and just meet people and get to know them and just ask questions, you never know what's going to inspire you here.
Which I thought it was. So I
Yeah.
was thinking I was going to a geek fest.
A nerd fest.
Totally.
But these nerds are fun. These nerds are fun and they're lovable. And like Shannon said, we make friends with some of them. We hang out with them outside of Tech Alley Henderson.
Yeah.
You really are doing yourself a disservice by not showing up to these events. They are fun. They have food. They have drinks. They have good people.
I'm Diana Dykes. I am a lender specialist in 23 states. So I am all over all types of financing for over 28 years. I'm the money girl. I'm giving away right now some down payment money, $20,000. I need a business loan. I need a SBA. I need a land loan. I need commercial. I do everything. I'm in 23 states, so I'm helping people. You need money, I'm your girl.
So I just want to share my story. The fact that we are just a cleaning company and we won.
Yeah.
And if I was able to do it, anybody can do it.
People showed up,
Electric.
people engaged. We had, really great founders sharing their stories and pitching their ideas. I mean, this shows that Henderson's ready.
Yes.
Henderson is ready.
We're going to talk about what's going on in Henderson and how we work with entrepreneurs and economic development and things like that. And so it makes it much easier for us to plan ahead and make sure that we're building our infrastructure and our public safety and all the things that need to make a community great while we're growing. So when I was growing up, Henderson
to say is that the Water Street District is a 30-year overnight success.
I've traveled to 40 states for work before, and you can always tell a trend of what is the next big hub. And I feel, I've said this on the show before, I feel like Austin was that 20 or 30 years ago. I feel like the same feeling that people felt around Austin is what I'm seeing now. I joke that Henderson is like Las Vegas' cousin or brother or sister that got their life together. They got a job, they pay the bills, and they don't party all the time.
At the end of the day, small business runs the U.S., the world. I mean, it's one of those things that I don't think we appreciate enough, to see what a small business owner sacrifices in order to keep their dreams alive. When you're in sales, you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales, you just want to tell everybody what you do. You're just going to vomit on them, but the true separator is the people that care. People that have a story and people that can appreciate your story.
What does growth look like when it's not showing up in revenue? Because I think that's a misconception that a lot of people think about. Like, if I'm making money, then I'm growing.
Yeah, I ended up going and working there, and that M&M person ran my ass through the ringer for 5 straight years, and I hated him. But at the end of it, it came out pretty damn good.
Practitioners, we love you, but you're frustrating the crap out of us, especially the ones that are adding on to the misery of why Agile doesn't. I do believe Agile does take a special mindset and a special acceptance. You have to accept almost like a cult. Right?
Everything you're doing is confrontation. Everything you're doing is a change, and you're not the person there experiencing it. So bringing the change is hard.
So stop pushing back. Push back on the right thing and push back correctly, not emotionally, factually. Ask yourself, are you adapting or are you avoiding?
My very first role that I ever spoke on camera was in the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Today, still the only live actress to play a live rendition of Shiva. Everybody, I couldn't remember my lines. I couldn't remember where to stand. I couldn't remember blocking. Like everything that could go wrong in one audition went wrong. The producers said, we hired you because you were literally the only actress that could deliver one line. Everybody else fumbled over one line because they just thought it wasn't relevant. You cannot let what other people think about you stop you.
Everyone blames leadership for not buying into Agile, but nobody's asking the real hard question. Are we speaking what they want to hear? Yeah, they don't want to hear it because you haven't told them how it benefits what they're looking for. The gap isn't motivation, it's translation. Business leaders think of cost, risk, and outcomes. Meanwhile, practitioners are living every day and they're thinking about sprints, velocity, DevOps, ceremonies. You have to lead with the problem, not the framework. You have to lead with where do you want to get to? You have to discuss where do you want to get to? What is the end result look like? What does success look like on both sides? And it's not about ego. It's not about selfishness.
Go out because that little act of kindness the opportunities, the doors you open for others really matter. So go out and do something magnificent by being the light for others around you.
It's about supporting the military and those underserved people. It's about giving back to them, being retired Air Force and seeing the struggles that happen for the young airmen or those people transitioning from active duty to being a civilian. They don't have some of those resources and they don't have the funding. I know what it's like to be a young, poor airman in the Air Force.
Are filling it. It's taking a whole team of people just to fill in what Lorraine can do.
More a little. Yeah. Projection's doing fantastic. So our projects with Amazon are going well. The team is doing phenomenal. They've been holding down the projection fort as I've been driving on at TensorWave, doing technical program management with them before the product comes out.
Yes.
You know, while they're building it, while they're struggling to build it, or they're trying to find resources, solutions, partnerships, team members. So it's not just showcasing with the speakers, but it really is about having the event, hosting the space for them. I feel like they appreciated that. I mean, imagine going to a networking event and kind of like this, somebody pulls you out of the crowd, sits you down, camera, lights in your face, and hands you up the way silent.
Yes.
And it's counterintuitive that you want to be more productive, and so you're going to stay home, and you're going to work on your project, and you're going to try to work yourself into success. But a big portion of that is closing your laptop, leaving the house. And
a lot of people are like, oh, AI is going to solve all my problems.
Yeah.
No. Like, do you know what the workflow is? What is it you're trying to automate? It's not just, well, I bought AI and all my problems are fixed.
All right. Welcome back. We're looking at the camera, everybody. There's the camera right there. All right. Welcome back to Hello Henderson here at Tech Alley Henderson. We're wrapping up the evening. What a great evening. Lots of people, you guys are very popular. Like, I had to pull you away from other people, right? Manny, there's a line over there waiting for you like a Disneyland, right? What's going on?
It's really a lot of fun because what you get to see a lot of innovators show you what they created. You know, a lot of times you hear people talk about their ideas. This is where they actually bring it to life. So Tech Alley Henderson is really a very special event. It comes every month. It is meant for the community. It's meant for Henderson. It's meant for everybody to just show up. You don't have to own a business. You don't have to run a business to be helpful. But if you want to network and just meet people and get to know them and just ask questions, you never know what's going to inspire you here.
which I thought it was. So I
Yeah.
was thinking I was going to a geek fest.
A nerd fest.
Totally.
But these nerds are fun. These nerds are fun and they're lovable. And like Shannon said, we make friends with some of them. We hang out with them outside of Tech Alley Henderson.
Yeah.
You really are doing yourself a disservice by not showing up to these events. They are fun. They have food. They have drinks. They have good people.
I'm Diana Dykes. I am a lender specialist in 23 states. So I am all over all types of financing for over 28 years. I'm the money girl. I'm giving away right now some down payment money, $20,000. I need a business loan. I need a SBA. I need a land loan. I need commercial. I do everything. I'm in 23 states, so I'm helping people. You need money, I'm your girl.
So I just want to share my story. The fact that we are just a cleaning company and we won.
Yeah.
And if I was able to do it, anybody can do it.
People showed up,
electric.
people engaged. We had, really great founders sharing their stories and pitching their ideas. I mean, this shows me that Henderson's ready.
Yes.
Henderson is ready.
We're going to talk about what's going on in Henderson and how we work with entrepreneurs and economic development and things like that. And so it makes it much easier for us to plan ahead and make sure that we're building our infrastructure and our public safety and all the things that need to make a community great while we're growing. So when I was growing up, Henderson was just a bedroom community. There was really no economic development. There was no diversity of any kind. People who lived in Henderson worked in Las Vegas.
Right.
And so now we have people coming to us and we can be choosy about
Did you really?
Yeah, that was like the hot thing.
That was a hot thing to have. Was this a Henderson thing? Because in Jersey, if you're walking around with those shoes, you might think
I think the statute of limitations is up on that, and it was not being as friends with us.
Right.
Allegedly.
I saw somebody else asking for a friend. Really? Man, I tell you what, I probably people made fun of me for wearing Kmart shoes back in the day.
that's valid.
Wait, hold on. You'll take bowling shoes over Kmart? You
Yes.
take stolen bowling shoes from the alley over Kmart
It
shoes?
was valor. Kmart is just parents dragging you around.
All right, I think we're live. Are we live? We're going at it? All right. Welcome to Hello Henderson here at Tech Alley Henderson at the Pass Casino. My name is Haas. I am your host for the evening. I'm your host for every other show for Hello Henderson. I don't know why I just got off guard and said that. And with me today is a very special guest co-host. My dear personal friend of mine is Cherie Montanona.
Hi.
Hi. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what are you doing here?
Great. Yeah. So, Cherie Mantanona, I'm with Workforce Connections. I am a strategic initiatives manager, and I'm happy to be here.
So this is your first time at Tech Alley Henderson,
Yeah,
right?
that's
so. What better way to introduce you to the community? You're part of the community. We're going to get in that in a bit.
Mhm.
But what a great way to introduce you to Tech Alley Henderson and the Tech Alley family and the Innovation Henderson family by just putting you right in front of the camera. And by the way, we're live. So if you have anybody out there that you want to tell them something, that was.
Hi. Oh, we'll save that for later.
Well,
Yeah.
we do have a segment that we've been thinking about called Henderson After Dark. So we've been kind of toying with that. I'm not. Oh, I'm joking. We're not having that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about to get really R-rated here real quick. We don't want that.
Or just bad news. Yeah.
So
tell people bad news.
we joke around, we have fun, but we also mean business when we need to. So this month we are highlighting small business because we're celebrating Small Business Month. You are someone that helps small business.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So Workforce Connections is Southern Nevada's Workforce Development Board. So we are a public entity, but our mission is to provide employers with a ready workforce. And if that means training job seekers to obtain jobs, or if that means getting them placed in jobs or upskilling them so that way they can move up in their career or explore different career paths, we work on that side, but we also work with employers, and that's kind of where I come in. Focus mostly on our industry sector partnerships. So that's pulling together employers and looking at what needs and obstacles and exciting things that they have going on in their business lives and seeing where we can help accommodate them on that end. So even though this is my first time at Tech Alley Henderson, a lot of the businesses here are businesses that I'm familiar with, so it still feels like
Yeah, so
family.
like you basically know half the room. Like I think when you walked in, people were like, "Oh, hey, Sheree. Oh, hey, I know you."
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was sort of a reunion for you with some of these folks.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, you help small businesses. You help them, guide them in the right direction. But you continue that relationship, right? Like because you want to see obviously what you do with them to continue to grow.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so I mean, businesses are always evolving, right? And the needs change, and there's always going to be needs because, I mean, for most people, your business is going to keep evolving and as it grows. So starting with, helping businesses through our employee and be hubs, business hubs, getting them familiar with like the unemployment system and bringing on their first employees, all the way to, being an established business where they may have tons of employees and maybe now they want to start an apprenticeship program, or they want to look more at how they can upskill their incumbent workers so that way we can promote them to senior management and bring in more entry-level talent, or they want to grow and start offering new services. We're kind of there for every step.
So Lorraine usually sets everybody that goes on stage tonight to speak. By the way, have you been to Tech Alley Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it's like. It's kind of like a almost like a flea market of like different speakers and everything like that. This one's a little bit different. It's a little more intimate. There's more people in a smaller room here, and we do speakers on stage. I made sure that I get this nice young lady to be my co-host because Lorraine always gets the best speaker, but I feel like I got the best speaker today.
Thank
so
you.
thank you for being my guest co-host today.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. And I'm a Henderson native. So
Henderson native.
Yeah,
You know?
basic high school.
I can't say that, so. All right, well, we're going to come back and talk to Lorraine. Speaking of Lorraine, we're going to come back and talk to her. She'll give us the state of the alley. She'll tell us about Innovation Henderson, Launch Lab, lots of exciting stuff. And I think we have a bet going that we can keep her under a minute speaking, right?
Oh.
I don't think anybody can, but we'll see how that goes. All right, we'll be right back.
I was struggling for so many years. I had no structure. I had no career goals. I was chasing a paycheck from company to company, career to career, until I discovered Agile and I really found my calling.
So I was living on a sailboat in Marina del Rey in LA. I was working as a project manager for a logistics organization down there. And so I went full bore into looking for a house out here, and I project managed it, which my poor real estate agent had to deal with that. You're just trying to like tough your way through everything, instead of looking at all of the resources that are acceptable or that are available. And so what I like to tell people is that I've had a startup before. It just wasn't profitable. It wasn't a for-profit organization. It was inside of the government.
Right? You take a CTO and a CEO and drop them in a blender with a marketing guy, and that's roughly what I am. So I'm an extroverted engineer, happens almost never, which makes it very easy for me to, break down what we're building, doing. I'm a wartime CEO. I like large, complicated problems, and preferably I like things on fire. That's when I'm calm. I love the chaos. I launched a product that did like almost $4 million in revenue. It was just me fighting the world, basically. Let's just accept as a foregone conclusion you might fail, and then be done with that. But what if you didn't fail? What if when you went out there and you went after the thing, it actually worked?
So Hope Link of Southern Nevada, we're a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to prevent homelessness, preserve families, and provide hope. We found on average it costs us about $4,000 to $5,000 to keep someone housed. It costs the state $93,000 for each individual who becomes unhoused. So it's really important to support prevention work.
There was a couple times where I was couch surfing, which is a nicer way of saying I don't have a home and I'm too broke to go somewhere. Glasses is a little too fast for government. I often make the joke that AI is like a college intern. You still have to check their work. This is not about burgers or hot dogs or backyard get-togethers and a long weekend. It's about you. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I remember we walked in there and boy, it did feel like a firing squad. We were supposed to be the only for a couple hours. They wanted to know why the hell were we there. That's when I turned to my buddy and I said, you? You completely what it was just talking. Give themselves an opportunity to succeed.
Something that we
Based on the questions, like when you were talking, I just responded with a question. But we are back with
Hi.
Lorraine Yard.
Hello, hello.
We're gonna go the chairwoman of Innovation Henderson.
Yes.
Chairwoman of chapter leader of Tech Alley Henderson. Is that the right term? Right? Chapter leader.
Call me whatever you want to call me. Chief cook and bottle
Boss
washer.
lady. The
Boss
boss
lady.
lady
They-
of
funny.
chapter
People call
of
me
Tech
boss
Alley
lady
Henderson.
all
Boss
the time.
lady of Henderson.
Especially my husband. And he's smart to do that.
Yeah, a lot of us have been trained to call our wife the boss lady. You know my wife, so you got to know my.
Yeah, we know. Smart man.
Lorraine, welcome back to Hello Henderson as usual.
you.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much for doing this,
thank you for letting us do it here. We love being part of it.
No, we love
So,
being here.
as always, what's the state of? By the way, we missed you last month.
I missed
Glad
it
glad
too.
you feel
Thank you,
glad you
thank
feel
you
better.
Thank you everybody for picking up the slack and for covering
Hey,
for me.
it
You guys
took
did
a
an
whole
amazing
team,
job.
to do what you do.
Yeah, well, other than
Just
that,
so you
I'm a
know.
headless chicken most of the time is what I do. But anyway, no, you did an amazing job.
The
Thank
only
you.
thing that I did that I outmaneuvered you on today is that I got the best speaker as my
You
co-host.
did.
today. Yeah.
You did. That was a great job getting shows. Thanks a lot, Joe. for doing
I
that.
appreciate it.
Now, so before we jump into the state of Tech Alley, I just want to explain what you normally do is you have a theme every month.
Yeah.
This month is Small Business Month.
Small business month.
So we often try to grab the speakers,
Mhm.
but I also try to work off of that and see if I can get a guest speaker, a guest co-host
Sure.
that can also be part of, like for
Yeah,
example, a couple
yeah,
months ago,
yeah.
we had Women's Month. So we
Yeah.
had a woman entrepreneur from that came out of Tech
Karami.
Alley Henderson,
Karami
Karami
Olsen.
Olsen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Last month we had it was
Fallon.
it would have Fallon on, and it was Earth Day and whatnot. So I don't know what he's
I don't know
I don't know what he's involved with, but he was just happy to be here. Honestly, he said it was a good break for him, so he needed it.
Yeah.
But he did dress very earthy. That's what I'm going to say to that.
All right.
So we tried to grab somebody with obviously the team. So
Yeah.
tell us about Tech Alley Henderson
So
this month.
Tech Alley Henderson, well, actually, let me start off with talking about Innovation Henderson because we are part of Innovation Henderson. It's a non-profit that I founded about 3 months ago. And we just got approved for our 501c3. Woo! So that's a big step for us. It actually just took a month, and I was so shocked because everyone was saying, like Scott from the training was saying, it's going to take about 6 months. They're really behind. But yeah, we got the letter in the mail last Saturday, actually. So I'm super excited. So it just means that we are now officially a non-profit, and we can actually, we're officially tax deductible. And so we're aggressively looking for sponsorship now because as we're doing these monthly convenings, as you know, we're adding additional things to the services that we provide the community. So we have Launch Lab coming up, which is our first workshop cohort. On June 17th, we have an event called Learn About Launch Lab, which is going to be hosted at the Lookout Room at the America First Center, which is where all the ice hockey stuff
Yeah.
goes on, on Water Street.
Yeah.
It's going to be from 5 to 7:30 p.m. on June 17th, and there's going to be a QR code up on the screen later for people to register for that.
And we'll
that
probably
is-
put it on here as we post this episode
Yeah.
next week. So we'll see if we can get it out.
So it's for people that want to participate as entrepreneurs. It's for people that are interested in being trainers, mentors, and it's also for people who might want to be sponsors, want to support what we're doing in the community. So everybody's welcome.
That's awesome. So I know Jonathan explained it a little bit last month. I feel like you have a way of explaining it that's probably more focused. What is Launch Lab?
Launch Lab is a cohort to take founders from concept to commercialization. Basically, if you have an idea for a business, it could be early stage, you could already have your MVP or not, but we're taking them from step one all the way through to getting products to market.
Wow.
Right? It's a 12-week course. There are educational sessions in 1 week, and then the following week the recap with the 6 separate modules.
Right.
So basically, we're covering things like go-to-market strategy, idea validation. Is there really a need for what you're developing? Is there a demand out there? What problems do you solve?
Who's your customer?
Who's your
What
customer?
are your persona?
And we end with pitch preparation and a pitch competition. Nice. And hopefully find a great sponsor that can give us some funds so that we can actually award the pitch winner with some funds.
So if
That's
you're
the goal.
interested in being part of that Launch Lab,
Yeah.
to enter, you're going to have a lot of resources. You got Innovation Henderson, you have the City of Henderson, you have NSU's involved, we have the Chamber of Commerce of Henderson is involved. So there's a lot of people that are involved in this for you to succeed. So make sure you click the QR code, comment below, let us know what you want to, what are your ideas on how to pitch and how to get in contact with us, and we'll make sure that you get in touch with the right people. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm
Okay.
losing the bet. What happened was that we had a bet.
Okay.
See for how long it was going to take you to talk.
To
And
take who to talk?
You.
Why?
Because if somebody said, well,
What
if
did
you're
I
going to have
do?
her talk for a minute, I was like, you can't even have her breathe for a minute.
Okay, well, I
Just
need to
let
go. I'm like on pins and needles right now, but it's okay. I've got time.
No.
I'm
You're
good.
doing great. You're doing great. I was just
Double
messing.
down.
That's right.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. So we know you have to go.
It's okay.
We have a
Listen,
lot of people that we have to interview for today.
This is incredible what you guys are doing. Thank you everybody for what you're doing here today. This is all about innovation. Right? We're trying to build an innovation ecosystem here in Henderson. To be able to, screen this live to people that can't be here physically is amazing.
Yes.
So I'm just excited about how this is progressing in such a short period of time.
And
Hod.
we're so grateful for Third Eye Production. They're
Yes,
providing
thank you
everything.
so much. Third Eye
This-
Production, shout out. to
Yeah,
those
shout out to
guys.
Third Eye Production.
Shout
They're
out
doing
to
a great
Ryan.
job. Ryan's been there since day one. So
Yeah.
I always put his name in there.
Shout out to Sherry and shout out to you, of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you. She's doing great so far. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Am I
All right.
good?
You're
Okay,
great.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
go
we'll
back
be
to
right
work.
back.
Back to work.
To be having made it in my kid mind of getting to Green Valley. Can my daughter actually walk to school? Like, I think she might make it the 2 or 3 blocks to school one day when she's a little bit older. And that's a big deal for me.
I remember people telling me, Joshua, what a unique name. And now there's so many Joshuas. But I always say, hey, what year were you born? And if they're born after 72, I say, I'm the first. I'm the elder Josh. Me and all my buddies, we all wanted to be valet parkers. I mean, that seemed like the gig. I remember everybody talking, there's a 5-year wait list. You're going to make a ton of money, drive cars. And we were looking, he goes, no, I'm looking for this place where people just exchange ideas, like a flea market. And I was like, we don't have that in Vegas. And I always give him credit. I say that's the thing that planted the seed in the brain to eventually form Tech Alley. Say ideas are easy, execution is everything. And all you need to do is, if you have an idea, there's the mechanisms in place to bring that idea to reality. Don't be afraid. Failure, that's only just a learning stepping stone.
Season 2, we're bringing in the big guns. Get ready, world. Here we go. Agile was always about adapting to change. So why were you so afraid of AI? If AI is the uncertainty that Agile can adapt to, then you were never really practicing Agile.
If you're just using it to take over and do your job for you, then it's just like using a Tesla. And what AI can do really fast is look at the whole battlefield and know what every single soldier is doing at that second. Whereas you have no capability whatsoever to be able to look to that layer that quickly.
If agile is mechanical to you, if your value is ceremony management, and if your role is operational overhead, then yes, AI is coming for your job.
There was a time, it was a very big meeting, 25 people, and we were trying to firefight, and someone just comes and says, "Calamari, I need your help." So he will. He's become very, very needy. And I thought I got a cat. It's not supposed to be needy, but I have a very, very needy cat who knocks on my door every morning to wake me up.
Yeah, when I first met you and I heard about your technology, I was like, wow, this could have saved my dad's life so many years ago. Grateful that somebody like you, with the knowledge that you have and the passion, was able to create something that can save hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives. Listen, I want you to be careful because that dog is so cute. It's gonna get dog now one of these days, and it might be
She
me.
takes Las Vegas is busting with opportunity, and I think that last year one of the big things for me was really making an effort to go out and get into the community, see what groups, what organizations, what people are out there really in the trenches hustling. Like we are all needing humans now more than ever. I know it's an age of AI, and I know that I'm like Mr. AI, but there is a need for humans, and meeting people at these live events, I think, is going to be the theme, for me at least, for 2026. It is not about who you become to build the brand. It's what the brand becomes because you build it. Building a business is tough enough as it is, but I think people just need to find what is authentic to them and trust the brand will be built because of that authenticity, not because they have manufactured something that they think other people want.
One of the first oral reports that I had to do, I was supposed to make up something on the fly, and it just out of nowhere, I thought about Hulk Hogan wrestling Andre the Giant in WrestleMania 3. To me, that was the moment that I became a gigantic wrestling fan. I just believed in the spectacle, the energy, everything that came with it. My perspective is that I think people just want to be able to trust someone. And I think it starts with authenticity, and it starts with having good roots and a good connection with somebody. So,
Just over there.
That counts.
That counts.
Yeah.
Send me the link.
The theme song is jazz, big band jazz.
Big band jazz.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
I I don't know these things.
Are you a whiskey guy? I didn't know
I
you
am
were-
a whiskey guy.
You look like a bourbon guy more than a whiskey guy.
Okay.
They're cousins, right?
Actually, I like Scotch.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, you look over more Scotch.
That's one of my things.
All right.
What
are you
scoring?
doing?
Whiskey.
Whiskey?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Welcome back to Hello Henderson, where we're talking about liquor, apparently. So I don't drink. I'm allergic to alcohol. I know I'm lame. So with us,
I got you.
with us is Tom Nicholas. Is it Tom Nicholas or Tom Nichols? I've heard it both ways.
Nicholas. It's
Tom
like Santa
Nicholas
Claus.
the
Like
third.
Santa Claus.
Tom Nicholas the
The second.
third.
That's
The
the
second.
third,
Sorry,
man. Come
sorry.
on
Tom Nicholas the second. We're live. I'm nervous. Okay.
Dude, you do this every day.
Tom Nicholas II from Nevada State University is here. Well, workforce development of Nevada State University, correct?
That's correct.
Tell us who you are. What are you doing here tonight, Tom?
Well, I'm the director of workforce development for Nevada State University. I've been there about 5 years. I was the inaugural director, so we're still we're still a baby organization. We're just getting going. So we really work. If you want to talk about, I'm here to be on a panel about how to small business, and I think from a Nevada State perspective, we help small businesses grow by helping their people grow.
Excellent. So I'm probably going to ask this during the panel, but I'm going to give a little preview here. And if you want to hold some of your answers back, feel free to do so.
I'm all about secrets.
What is a college? What can a college do for small business? I think you and I know already. Of course, sure you know because you work with them all the time, right? So,
Okay.
but what you don't think about a college helping a small business student normally, or post grads or something like that. how does the college help small business?
So the first thing is we haven't been to college in 3 years.
Okay.
So we're a university now.
Yes.
That's a big deal for us. So
I'm
I think
glad
it's
you
important.
clarified that. Yeah.
No, but anyway, so really we're on talent development, whether it be, I mean, all of our students are in workforce development. When they graduate, they're out there looking for jobs. Now, in my program, we do short-term credentials, upskilling, leadership development, technology readiness, like AI or cybersecurity. We're also engaged in the ecosystem, and so we help make people make connections, like with Workforce Connections. I attend all the ISPs that I can, and that's where I meet a lot of business owners and find out what they can get from us. We're also a great connection. Like we're not a one-stop shop for everybody, right? So, but I would say we may not be the last call you make, but I'd like us to be like the next to last call you make. So we help make those soft handoffs.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't want to dig too far into it, but that's interesting. What do you mean by the next to last call you make? Is it like when you say like I can't get any further, I'm running into a wall?
Well, if someone calls me and says, "Hey, we need a upskilling grant," well, we don't do upskilling grants. I can provide the training, but someone like Employee MD or Workforce Sessions, I can say, "Hey, if you reach out to them," and then what I would probably do is reach out to someone like Gio or one of those guys over in Employee MD, and I'd say, "Hey, we're trying to help this person get a hold of who can help them get a grant." And so by the time I get back to the person who called me, I've got a connection that should be the person they need to talk to.
Okay.
That ends up being the last stop.
That ends up being the last stop.
That should be the last stop. I mean, I don't feel like I can say, "Hey, I can't help you."
Right.
You know?
So, from my perspective, dumb question. So, I'm full of them. Does a small business owner or any small business, do they have to pay for any of your services, or do they have, is there a cost associated? Like, explain some of that to us.
Well, advice is free.
Right.
Help is free. We do our best. We are a self-funded unit, but we do our best to keep the cost as low as possible through grant funding, through industry partnerships. We do pay all our instructors. We do have overhead costs to go along with that, but we do our best to hook them with resources. There's WIOA money for upskilling. There's for people who job retraining. So a lot of times we may not be free, but they're not the ones paying for it. We find someone to help pay.
Gotcha. How long you guys known each other? You guys known each other for some time, right?
Yeah.
And you've been working with each other,
In
different
roles and-
right?
Yeah. So 2018, I would say.
Yeah, well, for a while, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys been referring small businesses to each other,
Well,
helping the community.
When I first met him, I was in the role of a small business. I was the chief of operations for a small business. So the lens and how we work together was coming from a different perspective. And now after all these years of growing and all of that, now I'm on this end of it where I'm seeing the community partner and the support side. But I understand where small businesses are coming from because I've been in that seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Tom, I don't want to take too much of your panel discussion tonight, but I'd love to have you on the show, just the two of us talking for a good time, for a good while.
That'd be great.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. All right. Tom Nicholas II from Nevada State University, and we'll be right back.
So you're going to have to trust them to make decisions. All right, let's do this. Welcome back to That's Brand Radio. I'm Haas.
I'm Brent. I am not such.
Mother.
How real are we getting on this podcast? Like how silly are we getting? Because I think that has the same energy as having a baby fixes a relationship.
That's a great analogy. That's a great, definitely staying in.
And see, my friend.
Being an entrepreneur is supposed to be a marathon, but we have some pretty aggressive sprints that we run in projections. So it's been exhausting. The best part of operating and running a business is when you're in the middle of that chaotic state. It's like saying we have a garden and it's covered in weeds, but it's the most fruitful it's ever been. And so I love when things fail. Genuinely, I do, because it means that we're legitimately growing out of the way that we were doing something before. Becoming comfortable in a business is the fastest way to kill it.
And that's because personal
thing with it where I was struggling for so many years. I had no structure. I had no career goals. I was chasing a paycheck from company to company, career to career, until I discovered Agile and I really found my calling.
So I was living on a sailboat in Marina del Rey in LA. I was working as a project manager for a logistics organization down there. And so I went full bore into looking for a house out here, and I project managed it, which my poor real estate agent had to deal with that. You're just trying to like tough your way through everything, instead of looking at all of the resources that are acceptable or that are available. And so what I like to tell people is that I've had a startup before. It just wasn't profitable. It wasn't a for-profit organization. It was inside of the government.
Right? You take a CTO and a CEO and drop them in a blender with a marketing guy, and that's roughly what I am. So I'm an extroverted engineer, happens almost never, which makes it very easy for me to, break down what we're building, doing. I'm a wartime CEO. I like large, complicated problems, and preferably I like things on fire. That's when I'm calm. I love the chaos. I launched a product that did like almost $4 million in revenue. It was just me fighting the world, basically. Let's just accept as a foregone conclusion you might fail.
Yeah, that's like back in the day. You get the big can of
Right.
Folgers like that.
Yeah.
Get the big percolator.
Yeah. And it's like, and then you had the. I worked at a pizzeria when I was a kid. I'm from Jersey, so it's like a rite of passage to work at a pizzeria. I think it's over here. It's a rite of passage to work at a casino when you grow up, right? Or something like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Good.
So, all right. We're back with Len Jessup from Desert Force Ventures. Hi, Len.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. Welcome to Hello Henderson.
Fancy meeting you here.
I know, right?
I just happened to be in the neighborhood. So I stopped in.
So, Len, you're one of our speakers tonight.
Yes.
Which tonight is Small Business Month, right? We're celebrating small business. Tell us about who are you, and tell us how you got here, and then tell us about Desert Forge.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a longtime business school professor in kind of tech and entrepreneurship. And then at some point, I got roped into doing administrative stuff. And then I went on this road of dean, VP, president, heavy duty administration for the latter part of the career. And I missed what I was doing before, because in addition to the cool stuff I was doing in the classroom and research and everything, I was doing a lot of startup investing. I helped start a little boutique venture capital firm in Seattle along the way, but I had to stop all of that when I started into the heavy duty administrative stuff. So now that I'm done, I got the higher ed administration stuff out of my system. I'm back to doing what I like doing, what I had a lot of fun doing. And so that's how I got back into Desert Forge Ventures. I knew after UNLV, here as president, I went down and I ran one of the little Claremont colleges for 6 years. And then Christy and I knew we were going to be back up here full time, that this is where we wanted to be, and this is where I wanted to do the fun.
So for those who don't know, Christy Staub, your wife, she was a guest speaker here a few months ago.
Yes.
We just did a back-to-back episode, part 1 and part 2. Her second Desperate Radio for Hello Henderson. Great personality, great conversation.
She's a very good speaker, so just don't back my video right after hers. Make a little space in between. I can't follow
You're doing
that.
great. You're doing great. So tell us about Small Business Month. How do we celebrate Small Business Month? How do we help the community and those in the community that want to start a small business?
Yeah. You know what I would say, to kind of underscore small business, and here in Southern Nevada, as I was getting ready to start the fund, I had some guys at the university help me grab data about startup ecosystems all around the country. And if there was a ranking that year when I did that, just before the start of the fund, so like about a year ago, it would have showed that this startup ecosystem in the country, not by volume, of course, but year-over-year growth. And then just this week, the Las Vegas Review-Journal posted a study, and they looked at tech jobs, and they did a ranking of cities by the percent growth in tech jobs. number one. Las Vegas is number one.
Yeah.
So small business in general in Nevada, but especially in tech, is hot right now.
It is a lot that's happening, and I'm trying not to go deep into a conversation. We should have our own episode, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll put it far away from Chris.
Yeah, just face that.
But I think you posted the same thing that I posted yesterday about this thing on Fox News, Fox 5 News says that the next tech hub or the next big jobs are coming here in the Valley, right? A lot of tech jobs are coming in the Valley.
Yeah.
You're a business professor. You would know more about this.
Oh,
thing.
absolutely.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
It's it's already happening. What we hear about on the news is the big guns moving in, like Ben Horowitz from Andreessen Horowitz, and then companies like their venture capital fund re-domiciling in Nevada. And there's a lot of that going on. But what you don't hear about is founders moving over here under the radar to start their companies here, coming from California, now starting to come from Seattle as well. And it is a business school thing. It's economics.
You're right.
It's just, no state income tax, no state capital gains, light corporate taxes here, lightly regulated. And it's significantly less expensive here for both the business and just to live than either Southern California or the Bay Area.
And there's a lot of people that have moved here over the last, especially since COVID.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a growing community.
Yeah.
And remote jobs are starting to go away a little bit,
Yeah.
but then we're starting to have more people that actually do want to be in the office. I work
Yeah.
remotely most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go into Town Square where there's a WeWork just so I can feel that office environment again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, I don't want to keep you. I know you're
No,
preparing.
it's okay.
You're preparing
I'm
for
ready.
your.
I'm going to go get some tips from my wife.
There you go.
What I should talk about.
Think values first.
Yeah,
Think
exactly.
values first. All right.
That's it.
Len Jessup, thank
Hey,
you so
thanks,
much
Doc.
for being on Hello Henderson. All right. We'll be right back.
Rendition of Shiva. Everybody, I couldn't remember my lines. I couldn't remember where to stand. I couldn't remember blocking. Everything that could go wrong in one audition went wrong. The producers said, we hired you because you were literally the only actress that could deliver one line. Everybody else fumbled over one line because they just thought it wasn't relevant. You cannot let what other people think about you stop you.
Everyone blames leadership for not buying into Agile, but nobody's asking the real hard question. Are we speaking what they want to hear? Yeah, they don't want to hear it because you haven't told them how it benefits what they're looking for. The gap isn't motivation, it's translation. Business leaders think of cost, risk, and outcomes. Meanwhile, practitioners are living every day and they're thinking about sprints, velocity, DevOps, ceremonies. You have to lead with the problem, not the framework. You have to lead with where do you want to get to? You have to discuss where do you want to get to? What is the end result look like? What does success look like on both sides? And it's not about ego. It's not about selfishness.
Go out, be the light as much as you can, because that little act of kindness, the opportunities, the doors you open for others really matter. So go out and do something magnificent by being the light for others around you.
It's about supporting the military and those underserved people. It's about giving back to them, being retired Air Force, and seeing the struggles that happen for the young airmen or those people transitioning from active duty to being a civilian. They don't have some of those resources and they don't have the funding. I know what it's like to be a young poor airman in the Air Force.
I struggled with poverty a lot. I grew up on the east side, and so we always heard of Green Valley, and Green Valley being this prestigious neighborhood. And so when I became an adult and made it out of my lower income lifestyle, like when I got married, it was my first marriage at the time. We bought a house right on the line, and I felt so close to be having made it in my kid mind of getting to Green Valley. And my daughter actually walked to school. Like, I think she might make it the 2 or 3 blocks to school one day when she's a little bit older, and that's a big deal for me.
I remember people telling me, Joshua, what a unique name. And now there's so many Joshuas. But I always say, hey, what year were you born? And if they're born after 72, I say, I'm the first. I'm the elder Josh. Me and all my buddies, we all wanted to be valet parkers. I mean, that seemed like the gig. I remember everybody talking, there's a 5-year wait list. You're going to make a ton of money, drive cars. And we were looking, he goes, no, I'm looking for this place where people just.
Yeah, it's so good to be here again tonight and to be part of Tech Alley.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're glad to have you. And I'm standing in, as the pretend host. It's the fake it till you make it thing.
Yeah.
So we're just going to wing it and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, sounds good to me.
So are you excited for speaking this evening?
I am.
Yeah?
I'm always really excited to talk about my job and the benefits that we bring to the community and how we can make a difference.
So yeah, I think, I am going to come back. This is my first time, honestly. Yeah, even though I live in Henderson and I'm a part of this community, so I'm excited to come back and be on this end. But it would be nice to be on that end and kind of participate. And all of that.
What I really love about this event is it's just almost like an open mic opportunity for people that are interested in technology, who are interested in having a small business, who are interested in innovation and AI and how that is going to impact what the impact is today, how it's going to impact the future, and the energy that everybody brings to the night. I really like that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. This is Anthony Malloy with the City of Henderson, and you've just recently gotten promoted. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, your role, and what that looks like?
Well, thank you. So recently I was promoted in the sense that I now also supervise the Economic Development and Tourism Department.
Yeah.
I have been at the city for the last 18 years, always in redevelopment. I was the director of redevelopment. And now I also work with the team from Economic Development and Tourism.
That's amazing. So when you're looking at, supporting small businesses from a redevelopment or economic development lens, what does that look like for you and from the City of Henderson's perspective?
Well, we provide what we like to call a concierge service. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. We understand that every business owner is unique and their needs are unique. And so what we will do is go in there and assess what their needs are, if they're looking to open a business, and we'll do our best to try and fill those gaps that they have. So that might be us providing assistance directly to them to find, where they can open a business, making sure that the zoning allows for that use so that they don't unintentionally enter into a lease to only find out later, hey, you can't do that business here. That's every small business owner's nightmare, right? Is to have that experience.
Yeah.
So we try our best to make sure that those things don't happen. We try to facilitate meetings with people in business licensing, with planning and zoning, with building permits to make sure that wherever possible, we streamline that process, make it as positive an experience as it possibly can be.
So how does a business engage with these services? Are they going to City Hall, or is there an online? How do they start?
So we have an online presence through our website.
Mhm.
We also have Facebook and social media, so they can reach out to us through those mechanisms.
Oh, wow, okay.
And they can also just come directly in. And then also the city has a really great program. It's called Contact Henderson, and it's available on an app or on the website, and they can reach out through that platform as well.
Nice, fantastic. So are we just looking at hospitality businesses? Are we looking at what does the business community look like for Henderson?
We are here to help any business owner.
Yeah.
We know that, it's really fun and exciting to make big announcements. Like when we had the Google Data Center come to Henderson, you get name recognition. But the truth is, has been and will remain that 80% of all job growth in the United States is through small businesses.
Yeah.
And so whether you're big or whether you're small, you're going to get our attention.
Yeah, that's excellent. And, you know, as somebody, we were talking about it earlier, somebody I used to be on the business side of things. I was the chief of operations for a small business. And, you know, you do your best to go out into the community and look for resources, but it's nice to know that these resources exist in a community level and you don't have to drive across town to the nearest like SBA office or whatever that
Yeah.
looks like, that Henderson's really putting priority for their neighborhood.
And we do, and we value the investment that, big or small, that people are prepared to make in the community, whether it's creating one job or creating 100.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that must be a rewarding job.
It is. I like to think of it as helping people make their dreams come true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. How do you engage with the rest of the partner system? So if an employer needs something beyond what you can support within the city of Henderson capacity, what does that look like for how you're going beyond that?
So one of the things that we prioritize in Henderson is developing relationships at a regional and at a state level. So yeah, you're right. We may not know the answers, but through the relationships that we have developed with our our regional partners, we're able to make connections that will help them find a path forward. You know, that's not to say that we can provide a solution to every problem, but we're going to do our darn best to make sure that we can when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that could look like what? Nevada State University, that could look like Workforce Connections, employee systems.
Yes, absolutely. And something that we're really happy about is this next year, we're going to have our third cohort group that the city is paying for to go through an extensive leadership training program that CSN has put together. So it's a pretty rigorous 6-month-long process for small business owners to go through at no cost to them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So sort of like a leadership Henderson, but focused on
And on teaching small business owners skills that they will need to make sure that they're successful in what they're doing.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and you know, on behalf of Workforce Connections and our partner systems, you know, we're always here to help kind of pass that torch along. So if there are resources for job seekers that we can connect to the employers or training to get people upskilled, we're always happy to come to the table for that conversation.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. And we often advocate for Workforce Connections and for the great programs that you have.
No, and we're happy to have Henderson as partner as well. You guys are great. And as a Henderson resident and a native to Henderson, I'm so proud to see how much community we've built and how this city has grown and just the relationships and the dynamics, because, you know, there was a time where organizations and agencies didn't talk like this to each other.
Right.
We didn't collaborate the way we are doing now. And I think the constituents and the business owners and the job seekers really benefit from the type of relationship that we've been building for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great resources in Southern Nevada for small business owners and for workforce training and development that have existed in silos. And what I see happening is conversations taking place within the organization, within the region, to say, let's break down the barriers that have separated us and let's create this ecosystem of support for small businesses.
Absolutely, especially when we're all going for the same North Star.
Yeah.
We're going for, you know, getting our communities supported, whether that's a business community or a public community or our schools and our kids. It's the end goal is the same. So,
It is.
Yeah.
Economic development is definitely a team sport.
Yes. And as we like to say, workforce development is economic development. So, you know,
we're in it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say to the group.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
To make sure they understand the why. At the end of the day, that's what it is. We're not doing this just because I want to do it. That's not why we're here. We're doing it because this is the right thing for the organization, every benefit. And if the organization benefits and improves, then everybody improves. And that's the key, is really understanding who you're talking to, what the why is for them, and what motivates them.
Scaling is not the fix. Everyone wants to scale, but most organizations skip the part where they get their house in order.
If you are scaling something that's not working, then you're just going to have a bigger thing.